What's up, ladies?
The king is back.
Papa
Frank's about to drop some
B-14
B-14 truth bombs on you.
But seriously, guys, in all honesty, this is going to be a more laid-back video. Why? Because I'm sick and tired of editing on iMovie, that's why. I need a break. Like, I feel, maybe just getting a little baggy-eyed. So that's why I'm going to be filming on my laptop for some reason, the crayon. That's why it's all the film grains all around here. So we are going to be, what exactly are we going to be doing today? Easy. Today we're going to be talking about Dr. Strangelove. Now, on this channel, this might seem like a random topic to you. Why the heck talk about a Stanley Kubrick film that is in black and white, and therefore I have no desire to watch it? Well, let me break it down to you. My sister, who is in college, had to, study this film, for a little class. I'm not really sure what she was taking. She was probably taking, something related to the government. So if you are in a government class, then you might want to, not try to click off this video, She did not want to watch the movie, and she was in desperate need of a summary, so she turned to me because I already watched the film on HBO Max, and I reportedly fell in love with it. And so she asked me to give her a full-fledged summary about the film. Once I sent it to her, through the text messages, combining, with my own personal prowess with, Wikipedia, I essentially sent the whole thing to her, and, she called it one of the most comprehensive summaries she's ever seen. So maybe, maybe you might want to stick around, maybe, see what this comprehensive summary is all about. It was also complete with images, which I will be showing up on the screen somewhere, and, so you can follow along with who the characters are, as well as possibly some important sets, or whatever. I don't know. Let's get started. Okay, I was typing up a summary right now because I will probably forget. Here's what I have so far. Essentially, it's a satirical suspense movie set in an Arab force base called Burpelson, which a paranoid general named Jack Ripper gets an idea to send a bunch of his airplanes to bomb Russia. And that's it. As you could probably tell, that's not really a comprehensive summary of the film. But, after, I took a break and, really drove my passions into, tell the story, which is, to recite a summary, from a popular movie that isn't even mine, and therefore I am not the genius / auteur behind it. I just wrote it down, and, we're gonna read it together, so sit down, relax. So, a bunch of planes are going to bomb Russia in 2 hours. A previous RAF officer named Lionel Mandrake, played by Peter Sellers, is ordered by Ripper to engage Wing Attack Plan R, which then gets transmitted to one of the planes attacking Russia, occupied by the captain, Major Kong, and a young James Earl Jones, which is a cute detail. Kong and his men show concern in engaging Wing Attack Plan R, but decide to embrace it despite their fear. Eventually, Mandrake gets locked in Ripper's office and subjected to his delusions. For example, Ripper claims that he drinks distilled water, no alcohol, because the Russians have polluted the water supply. Eventually, words of Plan R get to George C. Scott's character, but General Buck Turgidson. Correction, it's received by his girlfriend during a break between their passionate and comical embrace. Turgidson, President Merklin Muffley, also played by Sellers, and the president's accomplices discuss the situation at the iconic war room in the Pentagon. Pretty sexy room. Turgidson explains that Plan R is in action to bomb the Soviet capital, with the planes carrying hydrogen bombs to overthrow its ruler, Premier Dmitry Kisov. Fearing that he will advertently become the next Hitler, he decides to use them, and by him I'm referring to the president, he's worried about being the next Hitler. He decides to use the army to storm the Burpelson base and capture Jack Ripper, since it will most likely take 2 days to issue a recall call. Remember, the planes arrive at their first targets in less than 2 hours. A war ensues between Ripper and Mandrake and the army, complete with huge guns and cars flipped over with fire. Keep in mind, this is just a side note here, this is not part of the plot, but keep in mind, Kubrick, the auteur of the film, knows exactly which scenes to play out in order and for how long. I say this because the chaos between Ripper and the army, the chaos at the Pentagon, and the plane heading towards its target are all happening at the same time, and the filmmakers cut to each one of them when it's most appropriate, not seconds at a time, but after a few long minutes, but bear with me here. During this time, the war room is greeted with the Soviet ambassador Alexei Desidisky, who helps Muffley into discussing with Premier Kisov over the phone the situation at hand. Kissoff is never seen or heard in the film, but from what I know, he enjoys partying and loud music and getting into hysterical fights with Muffley over the phone after Muffley informs him that Ripper sent planes to attack his country with nuclear bombs. What's funny about their talk on the phone is that the film makes out this appropriate talk between two world superpower leaders, like a principal telling a parent that their child did something wrong. That is funny. You will laugh. Papa Franco... Fuck Papa Franco. This is comedy. Muffley then tells Kissoff the locations of where the bombers will strike so the Russians can protect themselves. Alexei then talks with Kissoff in Russian, realizing that one of the targets is the Doomsday Machine, a Soviet device that will wipe out all human and animal life and engulf the Earth for 93 years. I'd argue that's already come. But of course, the screenwriting genius doesn't stop there. Also, if you try to deactivate it, it will explode automatically. Oops. Turchison still doesn't trust Alexei, who he dubs the Ruski, and insists that the military should have a say in what's going on, like a rebellious, over-the-top, emotional teenager. He lets his prejudices get the best of him, refusing to see the bigger picture and acting over-the-top and childish. This is where the titular Dr. Strangelove, also Sellers, comes in a wheelchair-bound he's a wheelchair-bound black-suited Nazi, who is now the president's close advisor in the war room. He tells the president the only way the Doomsday Machine would be an effective nuclear deterrent, as long as everyone knew about it. Alexei reveals that Kissoff will reveal its existence to the party Congress the following week. Back to the battle between Ripper and the army, Ripper's men surrender. Mandrake has been trying to indirectly ask what the recall code is through his sense of British humor, which goes over Ripper's head, so Ripper commits suicide in the bathroom after realizing he lost. And now a message to all you Brits out there. Your sense of humor is not for us. It has never been for us. It is never going to work for us, and we are never going to buy into your bullshit. It's hopeless. Give up. Now. Mandrake eventually finds out what the recall code is and relays it to the Pentagon, which leads to all the planes being bombed except for Kong's, whose plane is still intact after the explosion. Only the radio is damaged. Isn't that just wonderful? You know, you try to bomb, a plane or another vehicle, and, just the radio gets damaged.
Oh my god, the radio is damaged. We're all doomed. Help.
I've got like 5 million videos that I have to get over to iMovie. Jeez, all those cuts. Why they make all those cuts? What's wrong with me? Okay. After celebrating, the war room realizes there is still one plane left, and the climax follows Kong and the rest of his crew arriving closer and closer to their target. However, the bomb bay doors are also damaged, so Kong himself tries to fix the problem on top of the bomb being dropped. When their target is in sight, the bomb bay doors are open, and Kong and the bomb fly down to the Soviet base in a moment of insane hilarity. That moment is the hardest I ever laughed, not only at the movie, but ever. This is also why I learned the film earns its alternative title, How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. The base is bombed, and Dr. Strangelove explains some of his provisions to the president, knowing that the bomb has been dropped. He plans to make the world's population live underground and end monogamy. So, it's just one male to about 10 females, he says. While fighting with his right, gloved hand that's trying to make a Sikh Heil involuntarily. In that same scene, Turgidson still tries to push his prejudices towards the president against the wishes of Alexei, who takes a secret photo of the war room. The film concludes with Dr. Strangelove finally standing, "Mein Führer, I can walk," and immediately cutting to the bombs exploding to the song, "We'll meet again." So that's the summary. I will send pictures momentarily, and I have. And, I'm probably going to put them, up next to the screen. I probably already did that. I don't know what the past, present, and future is anymore. So there you have it. That's my comprehensive summary. If you want, feel free to check this video out. Make sure to share it to anyone who's, also, studying in their government class, and they simply just don't want to watch the movie, and they just want a complete, comprehensive summary about how to finish their assignment. Feel free to share it with them. Hopefully this video was informative. Thank you very much. Go watch some SpongeBob. Have a great day.